This Twins Red Sox series on Fox Sports North is presented by Subway. Great matchup on the mound tonight at Target Field as the Twins get set to host one of baseball's best teams, the Boston Red Sox. They'll bring their ace, Chris Sale, six-time All-Star, 29-year-old left-hander, very, very tough to hit. He'll go against young Jose Barrios, 23 years old, and he's become the ace of the staff with a 5-2 record here at Target Field. After rain all day, it's cloudy, it's cool, but we are ready for baseball. Big series for Minnesota. Let's take a look at the series setup. Twins are being led offensively right now by a couple of players. One of those guys is the red-hot Eduardo Escobar. What a month of June. He comes off 3 doubles on Sunday, now 30 for the year, which leads baseball. In his last 12 games, Escobar, 562 the average. His overall average now up above 300. The matchup in the series on the mound, intriguing all 3 games. The Twins get Barrios, Lynn, and Gibson. 3 of their best who are rolling right now, but the matchups are tough. Sale, a 6-time All-Star, and then David Price and Rick Porcello are both Cy Young winners, and it's been super in Boston. 49 wins, tied for the most in baseball, 26-13 on the road, 104 home runs, and over 5 runs per game for the Red Sox. The matchup tonight is a marquee one on the mound. When we come back, Dick Raymer and Jack Morris take you through Chris Sale versus Jose Barrios. Who has the edge and who gets the win? Find out next.
North is presented by CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today.
They saw a lot of each other in spring training. Tonight, the first of 7 meetings during the regular season between the Boston Red Sox and Minnesota Twins. And 2 of the best hitters in the American League will square off. They're both corner outfielders. Mookie Betts for the Boston Red Sox having a tremendous season, and so too is Eddie Rosario of the Minnesota Twins. And we welcome you to Target Field. Dick and Jack with you for the opening game of this 3-game series. And the Twins have faced some pretty tough pitching in the first couple months of this season. It doesn't get any easier tonight having to face Chris Sale.
Well, Chris Sale, what sets him apart is the fact that he has kept himself in shape, and he's a dominant kind of guy because of his arm angle. He's coming at you from a very difficult position, both as a right-hander and a left-hander. He's sidearm, sort of 3/4. He hides the ball well, and he's got a 95+ mile-an-hour fastball. That with a sweeping slider that can come in, bury on the right back foot of a right-hander and sweep away from the left-hander. That's one of the reasons he's always in the strikeout lead year in and year out.
And for the Twins, their ace, Jose Barrios, will take the mound. He's been really good for the Twins over his last 6.
He really has, and what I really love about what he's been doing is walks to strikeouts. He hasn't walked hardly anybody, and he's got one of the lowest pitch counts per at-bat of any pitcher in baseball. That means he's got all his stuff working. Confidence is going up every single time. He's proving that he's turning into the ace of the Minnesota Twins.
And maybe his toughest test this year. He's got a really tough lineup to face. The Red Sox have Mookie Betts. They have a tremendous lineup that can produce a lot of runs. He'll try to shut that lineup down tonight in Game 1. The production of Eduardo Escobar and Eddie Rosario. Some have been waiting for the pair to cool off, but the Twins' unlikely heroes continue to carry hot bats in June. Tonight begins a tough test for the duo and their teammates as they face one of baseball's best teams and a trio of all-star starters. The homestand opener against the Red Sox begins now. And Jose Barrios taking the mound. It's the middle of June. It kind of feels like the middle of April. It's a very cool night, but I don't think anybody will mind that after enduring the heat in Cleveland and elsewhere. And Barrios is ready to go. And Alex Cora helped the Astros win a World Series last year, and now he'll try to get the Red Sox back there in his first year after replacing John Farrell as manager. And ordinarily you go into a lineup, you say, we don't want this guy to beat us. Take your pick. Who don't you want to beat you on the Menards batting order? Mookie Betts, Andrew Benintendi, Bogarts, J.D. Martinez. It's a potent lineup. Moreland, Devers, Nunez, Leone, and Bradley rounded out.
And tonight's starting pitcher stats brought to you by Home Furniture. Jose Barrios making his 15th start. He allowed 1 earned run over 6 innings his last time out in Detroit. Did not factor in a decision, but he has been on some kind of roll as far as his command. Not walking hitters, got very good strikeout to walk ratio. In fact, one of the best in baseball. And the key for him tonight is don't let the Red Sox score first.
And with the team as good as the Red Sox, there's very little margin for error. You need to play well in the field. Here's how the Twins line up defensively. Brought to you by Northland Ford. Lamar in the middle, Rosario Mater in the corner outfield spots. Escobar, Adrianza, Dozier, and Mauer in the infield, with Garver catching and Taylor Mater making his first start as a Twin. Super utility player. He can play just about anywhere in the infield and the outfield, and being a right-handed batter, he gets to start in right instead of Max Kepler. Here's Mookie Betts. What a year he's having. Down and away, ball 1.
What surprises me about this particular hitter is the fact that he's putting up power numbers and he doesn't look like a power guy, and that just shows what actual hand-eye coordination can do when you barrel up a baseball and you've got strong hands the way he does. He's amongst the league leaders in almost every category.
Betts takes 3-0. He's 5'9", 177, and he's hit 18 home runs, and he's hitting .340.
He's doing it all, really.
And there's a strike over the inside corner. This really is a golden era in baseball for smaller guys. You look at what Jose Altuve has done in the American League and what Betts is doing. 3-1, and there's a 5-pitch walk to start the ball game. We talked about taking on the Red Sox, and you need to minimize your mistakes, and certainly one big one if you're a pitcher is walking the leadoff man, especially with this line.
Well, you brought up a good point, Dick, about smaller guys having breakout type years, big years. I think you've got to add to that. These guys know the strike zone, and when you're smaller, you have a smaller strike zone, and therefore if you're a good hitter like the guys you mentioned, Betts being one of the best, you know, you don't have a lot of room for error as far as the pitcher goes.
Betts is aboard, and now Andrew Benintendi. Big lead right away by Betts. He can steal bases too. Benintendi swings through, strike 1.
Yeah, real drop offensively now for the second guy. He's only hitting around 300, 12 home runs, 47 RBI. Another guy that has emerged as a dominant force offensively.
And the guy who just put at first base is 13 out of 15 in stolen bases. And they check over there right away. Red Sox looking for their 50th win of the year. And the Twins are looking for win number 32. Tina's, of course, the big free agent acquisition. He'll hit 4th.
We were talking pregame about 50 wins for Boston, 50 losses for Baltimore and Kansas City. It's crazy the difference in 2 major league teams, 3 major league teams.
Within the same division. Now the Red Sox are percentage points behind the Yankees, but the Orioles are 27.5 games behind both. It's going to take a heck of a second half, Jack, for the Orioles to get back into it.
Yeah, next year.
And even within what we've seen here so far, there's only been 1 pitch thrown to Benintendi and what, 4 pickoff throws.
Well, you can almost tell Mookie Betts has got that perfect lead. He looks like he's going, and by that Buxton's kind of learning that art. And you know, Buxton obviously a little bit faster, but when you look like you can just take off on first move, a pitcher has to keep you honest, give your catcher a chance to throw him out.
Inside, and it's 1-1.
There is the old adage, don't worry about the runner, get the guy at the plate, and especially with more than 1 out, you've got to, you know, attack the hitter. But you almost feel like with Betts on base, he's in scoring position already.
Dribbled toward the mound, and Barrios has 1 play. Betts is at second, 1 away.
Let's take a look at our Pizza Ranch for the win, and I look at it this way. Jose Barrios has got to just match Chris Sale, and you really don't pitch against the other pitcher, but what you can do is prevent the other team from scoring. So he's got to allow the Twins to score first. That'll give him the momentum, and he's got to go deeper in the game again. You know, we ask a lot about a young guy, but he's been so efficient that can't really see any reason, even though this team is one of the better offensive teams, the Boston Red Sox. When Barrios is on, he can handle anybody.
Here is Bogaerts with Betts at second and 1 away. Red Sox averaging just over 5 runs scored per game. Red Sox are second to the Yankees in the American League East. Statistically, they are second just about everywhere else to the Houston Astros.
Paul Molitor before the game was mentioning that he thinks there's a chance that there will be 4 teams in the American League to win 100 games. You think about Boston and New York, a very good chance, and then Houston and
Seattle.
Possibly Seattle.
1-0. Bogaerts takes a strike, 1-1. And then, of course, the polarity you were talking about. Other teams, you know, Baltimore seems destined for a 50-loss season. Kansas City has 50 losses. Texas has 44. 1-1 to Xander Bogaerts. Nice stop by Garver. That ball landed in front of the left-handed batter's box, and Garver not only blocked it, he caught it.
Let's take a look at that last pitch. What happens is he holds onto the ball a little too long. I think he does that because he's trying to change speeds on his breaking ball, and he just buries it into the, we call them worm killers, into the dirt there in front of home plate. Good job by Garver there to just shuffle to his right and be able to stop that ball in any way.
11 pitches, only 4 strikes in the early going for Barrios. Fastball tapped foul. We've seen Barrios's velocity down a little bit, but he's, I guess, doing it on purpose to improve his command. There's a trip to the mound.
Yeah, Brian Dozier saw something, and I don't know if it has to do with Betts at second base or Mitch Garver, if they're peeking or relaying signs. Maybe that's what it is. Usually a second baseman's very aware of that base runner, and could be that Mookie Betts is relaying signs to his teammate, batter mate right now in Xander Bogaerts. So they'll mix up the signs here maybe and try to get him to reconsider that whole option. I used to just turn around to second baseman and say, which one of you guys want to get drilled? You know, I'm either going to get the hitter or I'm going to get you. So which one? Quit doing it. They usually quit.
2-2 to Xander Bogaerts. Got him. Foul tip at 95. Bogaerts strikes out. Betts still at second base.
Boy, that was a big strikeout right there. He went up in the zone. Gets his first strikeout of the game. So much about momentum, and you need to make sure you shut him down in the first, just up and in. And really, Bogaerts underneath that ball, I think he thought he was right on it, but that ball got had a little giddy up and got past him up in the zone.
Here's where the Red Sox are so dangerous. Betts put aboard, and then you've got to face Benintendi, a good young hitter, Bogaerts. So you get those two guys, and look who's waiting with a runner in scoring position. JD Martinez takes a strike on the outside corner.
Here's what I've been puzzled for years about JD. I covered him for some of my games that I did with Detroit, and the league pitches him away, and this guy loves the ball down and away. I don't get it. You see Joe Mauer, the only one on the right side. They got him shifted to the left, and they're going to pitch him away, and I promise you if they do, he's going to hit it that way.
Outside 1-1. A pull shift in the infield, and the outfield playing him. We can hardly see Ryan Lamar. He's almost back on a warning track. They're playing very deep across the outfield and a step or two toward right field. 1-1. Bouncer left side. Nice pickup by Adrianza, and he will keep Betts at third base. An infield hit for J.D. Martinez, and that'll bring up Moreland with 2 on and 2 out.
For all you young baseball players watching this game, if you watch this play, I want you to see what Adrianza does here. He holds the ball. It's his only play. He prevents a run from scoring because it didn't roll out to the left field. And we talked about Betts being such a good base runner. He probably would have scored had it got by him. So he does his job just by picking up the ball, but doesn't make an error by not throwing the ball. Sometimes you just got to eat it, and he did that.
Slowly hit ground ball, and Betts surely would have been sent home with 2 outs and would have scored, because it was going to take a little while for Rosario to pick up the ground ball in the outfield if it had gotten that far. And now Moreland down low, ball 1. And Moreland has 10 home runs and 33 runs batted in. Red Sox have 6 different players with 10 or more home runs. Foul to the screen.
You look at Moreland, you remember him from his days in Texas, and he looks like a power hitter. You know, he's going to try to pull the ball more times than not. And he's going to have to hit a long way in Fenway to get it out in right field. I'm sure he adjusts a little bit, and that's probably helped his swing, knowing that the monster's in left, and now he's using the whole field.
1-1 to Moreland, 19th pitch of the inning. Strike over the inside corner. So now 19 pitches and 10 strikes. Garver coming in front of home plate, not a mound visit, getting everyone's attention as to what's going to happen in the event. The unlikely event, I would think, that J.D. Martinez is going to take off here.
I would be surprised if he does. He's not the speediest of guys.
Betts at third, and the third baseman Escobar is about 35 feet away from the third base bag, so he's got a big lead if he wants to take it. Martinez goes, swung on and missed, and Barrios pitches around the leadoff walk.
Great slider, right, breaking ball right there, back foot.
First, and the Menards batting order for the Twins has Joe Mauer in the leadoff spot, Eddie Rosario batting second, then Eduardo Escobar, Brian Dozier, Robbie Grossman, A-Ray Adrianza, Taylor Motter, Mitch Garver, and Ryan Lamar.
And tonight's starting pitcher stats brought to you by Home Furniture. Chris Sale, he's making his 16th start of the year. Really tough on right-handers. A 188 average against right-handers. And with the switch hitters in the lineup, Paul Mahler's got 7 of the 9 guys in the lineup that are right-handed hitters. Strikeout to walk ratio over 9 innings, off the chart, second most strikeouts in the league with 129.
And Mauer takes a fastball, strike one. Left-handers actually statistically have fared a little bit better, not good, but they fared a little bit better against Sale than right-handers. One strike to Mauer, and Rosario and Escobar. 1-1.
You would think this guy would be one of the hardest guys ever to hit if you're a left-hander, because the ball's coming from second base. At least it appears that way. He drops down. He's got a sweeping breaking ball that can literally move 3 feet from the left-hand batter's box to the right-hand batter's box. And he's got a fastball that moves.
2-1. Swing and a miss. 95, 2-2. When he was toward the end of his days in Chicago, the Twins cuffed him around very well. Had some big innings against him, to the point where the White Sox were convinced that somehow he was tipping his pitches, that the Twins had picked up something. Breaking ball away, and it's 3-2. And when they had a chance to score, they pounced on Sale. See if they can get a first inning opportunity here tonight. Fouled away, 3-2.
Chris Sale, we talk about how he's a crossfire type guy, counts low 3/4, but look where he stands on the rubber. He's standing on the third base side of the rubber. If he moved over another 2 feet to the other side of the rubber, he would have even a bigger angle. And he might be doing that because it's hard for him to control the ball when he comes that far down.
I have no idea how this at bat's going to end up, but Sale has already thrown 7 pitches to Mauer.
And I think that's one of the main reasons why Joe Mauer is more suited as a leadoff man. He can work the count. He's not afraid to walk. He gives everybody in the Twins dugout a look at that guy. Not that anybody really needs to look at Sale. They've seen him many, many times.
Another 3-2 after a couple of 2-strike fouls, and another one.
Great at bat here.
Well, that's what I mean. You know, Brian Dozier was a productive leadoff hitter with the power and all that, but we saw so many times Brian would pop up on the first pitch because he wanted to ambush the pitcher. And here Sale's already, at some level, has got to be frustrated. He still doesn't have his first out.
Well, Chris Sale's always been a durable guy, and he's, 100 pitches is not his limit. He ends up getting to go swinging there at a fastball up in the zone.
98 miles per hour. One down. Red Sox are pretty good in the field as well. Andrew Benintendi is in left. Jackie Bradley Jr., Mookie Betts in right on the Northland Ford defense. Rafael Devers at third. Bogarts and Nunez up the middle. Dustin Pedroia's on the disabled list. Mitch Moreland at first. Sandy Leon behind the plate. And the guy at first base is about as slick as they come fielding at first base. Mitch Moreland. Rosario pops up on the very first pitch. And coming in is Jackie Bradley Jr. And as long as the first out took, the second one occurs very quickly. 2 down.
Yeah, that's the polar opposite right there. Eddie Rosario, we saw him in Cleveland get 4 hits on 4 pitches in the second game of that series. He's going up there to hit, and he gets a little bit of an off-speed pitch in his wheelhouse, so he takes a whack at it.
2 down, and now Eduardo Escobar. 30 doubles on the season in 68 games. Strike one.
He's been a doubles machine this year. It's just been so much fun to watch.
Fouled back, and now 2 strikes. And in the month of June, he has hit so many line drives and picked up so many extra base hits. Look at that, an .852 slugging percentage. That's not OPS, that's his slugging percentage.
Yeah, that's starting all-star type numbers right there. If he could do that just for a half, first half of the year, you would have to argue that he deserves to start the all-star game at third base.
2-2. asked Eduardo before the game today, I said, was there a bloop in there somewhere? 30 doubles? Was there? He said 1 against the White Sox. He had a pop-up behind the shortstop between the left and center fielder. And over the inside corner at 96. Sale with a 1-2-3 first inning.
Stuff cheering for a fellow Coastal Carolina guy, Dustin Johnson, into the weekend until he saw the lettuce on Tommy Fleetwood, the same hairdo that he sports. He had to cheer for Tommy Fleetwood. Both guys would run into a buzzsaw in Brooks Koepka, the defending champ who won the U.S. Open this weekend. And then the center fielder, Ryan Lamar, talked about being one of the few Twins that hasn't seen this pitcher, Chris Sale. He said every at-bat's a learning experience. Look what he does in certain spots and try to learn as the game goes on. And the manager, Paul Mauder, talked about Miguel Sano and the plan going forward. He said it's a daily occurrence. They're working out what he wants to do on the field, off the field, and they're going to measure this progress, guys, as it happens. But Mauder strictly said, we know exactly what we need from Sano on the field, where we want him working out off the field, and it is going to be a process, and it sounds like a long one right now for Miguel Sano.
That's what we said on the road trip. Thank you, Kevin, that one of the players was quoted as saying he'll be back here before you know it, and I don't believe that's going to be the case. It's up to Miguel, really, how long he's going to be down there. 2-1 to Rafael Devers on the ground, and Dozier skips to his right, makes the play, throws him out. And that's the first out of the second inning. And that'll bring up Eduardo Nunez, fan favorite here.
Yeah.
And he's had a chance to play in a really good ball club in Boston after being traded to San Francisco.
Yeah, he's made his rounds, but he's a very athletic guy and can do a lot of things on the infield, plays second, third, or short, and keeps himself in great shape. We'll see if he makes contact and runs down the line. We'll see if they've got better tape around that helmet to keep that helmet up.
He's wearing that C-flap, that thing, the jaw protector that a lot of hitters are wearing now. And
yeah, but it's up by his nose.
Yeah, I'm guessing that might help keep the helmet on his head.
It's like a rudder. It's not going to do a darn thing. It's just going to keep him straight.
Like a rudder.
Yeah. Yeah.
1-1.
You ever look at an outboard motor and they got a little fin on the back that makes sure that it doesn't pull right or left?
The handle of the bat foul. Hugs all around from Nunez to just about everybody who was around when he was around playing for the Twins. He made the All-Star team a couple of years ago for the Twins. 1-2. Getting a chance to play because Dustin Pedroia's bulky knee is still balking.
Yeah.
Popped up near the mound, and Barrios will let Escobar call him off. 2 down. Pedroia was out. He had off-season surgery, came back, played 3 games, and the knee wasn't responding. And we're told he really hasn't done much baseball activity now in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's got to heal, and it's probably really frustrating for him, especially with this team being so productive and doing so well. Dustin Pedroia is one of the ultimate gamers in baseball, and I know he wants to be back in. There's new manager Joey Cora.
I've said on the air, and I've said it to Dustin. He's one of my favorite players
Alex
to watch.
Cora.
Right.
I'm sorry about that. Alex Cora, his brother's Joey.
Sandy Leon with 2 down. I've mentioned it on the air, and I've told Dustin that he's one of my favorite players to watch. Rios fires a rocket to first, and he has a much easier time of it in the second inning. Eddie Rosario came into this game 5 for 10 against Sale. Dozier with good numbers and 3 home runs against Chris Sale. But as you might expect, not too many hitters have done well for the Twins against Chris Sale, even though for a year and a half they seem to have his number. Sale 97 and 62 in the 1-loss department in his career. Dozier, Grossman, and Adrianza will hit against Sale here in the second. First pitch tapped to third. Devers charges, flips on the run, 1 away. And that'll bring up Robbie Grossman.
Well, you mentioned his career record. He's 10 and 6 with a 4.21 ERA lifetime against the Twins. So not a real good earned run average compared to especially what he's throwing this year. He's 6 and 4 with a 2.75 ERA in 15 games so far.
He has not won the Cy Young Award, in part because guys like Corey Kluber, Rick Porcello, David Price, Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander have been winning them. But the Twins handled Kluber Friday night, and he's won 2 Cy Young Awards in 2014 and 17. David Price won it in 2012. The Twins will face him tomorrow. Rick Porcello won it 2 years ago, and the Twins will face him on Thursday. 2 strikes to Robbie Grossman. Tap foul to stay alive.
Yet here is a guy who hasn't won a Cy Young. He's got 2 guys as his teammates. That one of them right there, David Price, have won Cy Youngs, and you would consider Sale the ace of this staff.
Right.
So pretty good staff.
Grossman chases after a high fastball, 2 down. 5 up, 5 down for Sale, and that'll bring up Adrianza.
Third strikeout already for Chris Sale. Not much of a chance there. If you're going to swing at this ball up in the zone at 97, you better get it going quickly.
The American League East, I know it's just June 19th, but it is a two-team race.
Yeah.
You've got the Yankees and the Red Sox on top. Nobody else within 5 games of the 500 mark. Third place Toronto is 15 games back. So you look at the two teams, and one or both of them will be in the playoffs as a division champion, and the other almost certainly at this point looks like there'll be a wild card winner.
Yep.
Or a wild card entrant. One strike to Adrianza. And another swing and another top hand that came off the bat. Actually, the bottom hitter came off the bat. So it happened to Grossman on strike 3.
Well, it is a cool evening here. Not used to this as of late. Feels great to me, but Chris Sale has always been a guy to pitch without any sleeves.
Breaking ball.
Oh my!
Missing.
It's a good thing he got a little help from the umpire there, because I'm not sure there's too many guys that are going to hang in there on that good slider.
How did that miss the plate? There was a check swing and he went. And the strikeout is just set back one pitch later. 2 perfect innings for Chris Sale. Exciting yet distinctive opportunities for date nights, nights out, fun new area charms around the Twin Cities. Be it our award-winning restaurants or growing winery and brewery scene, each night can be made your own. Plan your perfect night out on the town at exploreminnesota.com and follow along on social media using hashtag #OnlyInMN. There's strike 1 to the number 9 batter for the Red Sox, Jackie Bradley Jr. Bradley then the top of the order with Mookie Betts and Andrew Benintendi. So the 3 outfielders will bat in succession here. All last names beginning with the letter B, and they would call them the Killer Bees, except for Bradley's number so far this year, just hitting 184.
Yeah, a couple years ago he was the best of the 3, and you thought he would be the dominant force moving forward, but he's kind of had a little bit of a down year this year.
We're talking over 200 at bats too. I mean, it's beyond being a slow start for him. 3-1 now from Barrios, who walked Betts but survived the inning without allowing a run. The last thing he wants to do is walk the struggling Jackie Bradley Jr. And he did, as with Betts on 5 pitches. And now he gets to face Betts with a man aboard. Betts walked on as far as third base.
Well, we can talk all night about all the things that Mookie Betts brings to the Boston Red Sox. Now with a runner on base, we'll also talk about his speed. He's a hard guy to double up. First of all, he hits the ball on lines and in gaps. He doesn't really hit the ball that much at players, but he gets down the line well too.
And Bradley can steal a base too. He's 7 for 7. And strike one.
It is amazing how Boston's team, you look at their lineup and you say, wow, they're a team maybe destined for 100 wins plus this year. And they've changed. They've become younger and they were more athletic than they were just a few years ago.
Missing inside 1-1.
No Hanley Ramirez, no David Ortiz. Guys that plugged up the bases if they got to first or second base.
Last year, the Red Sox hit 168 home runs in 162 games, obviously just over 1 per game. Now they've hit 104 in 73 games. Of course, the addition of J.D. Martinez can account for some of that power surge. 22 home runs. But the one thing they've done more successfully this year than they did last year, a lot of people thought, well, part of the problem is for the first time in a long time they don't have David Ortiz in their lineup, and they missed the big guy. Well, this year they're missing Pedroia, but you know, are they missing him at all with the run production that they've had? They'd love to get him back. And that gets by Garver, and Bradley will go to second base on another wild breaking ball. A wild pitch sending Bradley to second base.
I think it's fair to say that so far Jose Barrios hasn't really dialed in his breaking ball. Fastball's been his go-to pitch to throw strikes and work ahead, but with this lineup you've got to be able to mix in your breaking ball too, and he's misfired several times already throwing that slider.
Two and one. Three and one. Benintendi on deck.
Rios in his last couple starts has had some innings, high stress innings, where he's had to work out of jams. He did that here in the first, had a clean second inning, and now at the top of the third he finds himself struggling a little bit again.
38 pitches, only half of them strikes.
We're talking about a guy who's got among the league leaders in the fewest amount of pitches per inning.
Pulled foul. And into the camera well, I believe.
I think in part it's due to the fact that he respects this lineup. And he wants to be very careful, make pitches that he misses off the plate, not on the plate. It's a cool evening. He has no runs to work with yet. All those factors kind of go into it.
3-2 to Betts. Crack to left, and Rosario pulls it down. Nice catch on the run by the Twins left fielder. One down.
Let's take a look at this quick. Well, we're not going to see the swing, but Eddie gets a good jump. He has to reach for the ball, but he had a good read on it. I think he knew he was going to catch that. And Bradley Jr. goes back to second base.
Now Benintendi nubbed one to Barrios for the first out of the first inning. The Red Sox are 31-3 when they score first. What that tells me is they've got a really good starting rotation. And they do. We knew that before I gave you that number. But 31-3 when they score first. There's a pick off to second, and the ball skips into center field. And on his way to third is Mookie Betts, or Bradley rather. It'll be an error charge to Barrios, who augured his throw spinning around trying to pick off the runner at second.
Well, we've talked about Adrianza and not making a throw at all, and this is another case where Brian Lamar charges this ball and holds on to it. He could have tried to heave it all the way to third, and there's no chance he was going to get Bradley at third base, and Lord only knows where the ball could have gone had it gotten by Escobar. So he does the right thing there. Sometimes by not throwing the ball, you are doing your team a favor.
Yeah, you make a good throw from center field. You might hit the runner in the back and the run scores. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Barrios stranded Betts at third base in the first inning. Now he'll try to strand Bradley at third here in the third inning. Taken for a ball, 2-1.
Jackie Bradley Jr. on third base, and they've all been gifts. First gift was a walk. Next gift was a wild pitch, got second. Next pitch, an error on the pitcher.
2-1.
Oh.
And Benintendi falls down after a mighty swing and foul back. 2-2. Wow.
Well, he's playing in the right generation for a swing like that. Swing like that a few generations ago probably wouldn't have turned out real well for him in this next pitch.
He didn't sprain his ankle.
Yeah, I think you know what truth is, it was a high fastball and he tried to barrel it up, so his swing was still up high and just too much momentum kind of spun him around.
2 strikes and the Twins bring the infield in now. Breaking ball. Full count. Bogart's on deck.
Benintendi's got a very good eye. He's able to quickly recognize the spin of the baseball and know if it's going to be a strike or a ball. A lot of guys would have offered at that slider, that back foot slider right there, but he took it like he knew it was coming.
Another breaking ball, tap foul. Situations like this, were you a windup or a stretch guy?
Well, early in my career I was a wind-up guy, but nothing score. You've got to do everything to try to keep that guy closer to third, so I'd probably stretch here.
Okay.
With a lead, I wouldn't really care, especially with 2 outs.
Rios looking for his third strikeout. Got it.
Big out.
96 miles per hour, and we've seen both Barrios and Sale cruise along at 93 to 95 and then reach back in some key spots with a little extra velocity.
96 right there, pretty good location, down and away. And I've always said strikeouts are cool and everything, but there's times for him. That was a time that he needed a strikeout. Now you got 2 outs, and that runner can easily strand him there with ground ball fly out right here.
Struck out Bogarts in the first inning. Up the middle. Nice stop. Adrianza throws him out. What a play by Adrianza. And we are still scoreless here at Target Field.
This is a big league play right here. He's already getting up as he's sliding. Just a nice play.
And that's nubbed up the line. And Moreland will go to the bag. One pitch, one away. Modern quickly retired. Really nothing's been hit hard at all. And only 3 balls have been put in play against Sale so far. Here's Garver. Mentioned the Red Sox have averaged just over 5 runs per game, 5.08 runs per game. And the Twins lineup has struggled, as if you've watched it all, you know, 4.26 runs per game. So a difference of about 3/4 of a run per game times 70 games. 1 strike to Mitch Garver.
Well, you talked about scoring first and how the Red Sox starters have kind of shut it down. The guy on the mound this year, Chris Sale, has allowed 3 runs or fewer in 11 of his 15 starts. And that's why his ERA is hovering under 3 right now.
And a changeup. One of the reasons that he's been tougher on right-handers is he's more apt to throw that changeup a 3rd pitch with the devastating fastball and slider.
Yeah, and it was a great location, down and away. That's exactly where he's got to throw it.
And a breaking ball. Garver makes a call 3rd strike.
Backdoor slider. Now that doesn't seem fair right there. Starts off the plate way out, almost in the left-hander's batter's box, and then comes back and nips the outside corner. So it appears Chris Sale's on his game right now. Watch how this ball starts way off the plate, comes back and catches the outside corner. Call that a backdoor breaking ball.
A couple of years ago, Lamar was property of the Boston Red Sox. And he takes strike 1. Was up with them for about a month, and he said with the big league club for about a month, but he only got 5 at bats.
Well, he was during batting practice today. He was reminiscing with a bunch of his old buddies.
All right.
The only guy I think that has friends on the Boston team right now.
Breaking ball, 2-1.
Other than our good friend Eduardo Nunez.
Went 0 for 5 with the big league club. Hit over 300 for Pawtucket that year. Popped up right field. And an easy catch for Betts. And an easy 3rd inning for Chris Sale. 11 pitches. He's been perfect through 3. Selling brand in the Twin Cities. By Grant Casino, the best stories start here. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. With Kevin Gork and Jack Morris. I'm Dick Bramer. No score as we head to the fourth inning. The Twins open up a 6-game homestand, 3 with Boston and 3 with Texas. The Red Sox on the very back end of a 10-game road trip. They've already gone 5-2 on the road trip. Here's J.D. Martinez leading off the 4th. Barrios, who issued a 5-pitch walk to Betts to start the ball game, then another 5-pitch walk to Bradley to start the 3rd inning, falls behind Martinez 1-0. Driven hard to right field. There you go, Jack Morris. They pitched him away and he hit it away.
Well, he likes that ball out over the plate.
There are some who still believe that Martinez learned how to hit in Detroit by watching one of the best, Miguel Cabrera, because Cabrera does this a lot.
Well, he got it. Excuse me. He got pitched so much away that he either had to adjust or he was going to have a short big league career, and he started adjusting, and then, much to a lot of people's surprise, he showed a lot of power. And now that's kind of his wheelhouse, middle half away.
Moreland got a pitch up and he tried to hit it to St. Paul. 1 strike.
Now Eduardo Escobar is going to move over from 3rd to just to the right side of second base.
1 strike. Just off the corner, 1-1.
Change up right there. You haven't seen Barrios throw a lot of those, but that's an effective weapon for him. It's almost like a free pitch if he can just catch part of the plate.
Missing down and in, 2-1.
Jose has just struggled a little bit tonight with his command. That 53 pitches already, which is a little bit high for him. We're in the 4th inning.
And where Sale will throw the changeup almost exclusively to right-handers because he's a left-hander, just the opposite for Barrios. It's an effective pitch against lefties, less likely to use it against a righty. Another pitch up. And Moreland asking home plate umpire Carlos Torres, would that have been a strike if I hadn't swung at it?
Well, back to your point about the changeup, Dick, it's kind of indicative of most pitchers to throw the changeup on the arm side. In other words, for a lefty, it's down and away to a right-hander. For a righty, it's down and away to a left-hander. Because you don't want to throw that pitch and leave it out over the middle of the plate. You've got to make sure you keep it away.
2-2 to Moreland. And that's a line to left. And Moreland with a good 2-strike approach, and the Red Sox start the inning with a pair of opposite field line drive hits.
I'm glad you said that. That was a good 2-strike approach. Just fought the ball off, got a pitch down in the zone. It almost looked like he dropped his knees even a little bit to go down after that, and then just shot it the other way. So Barrios again with a stressful inning.
At least stressed now because of base hits rather than walks, but nevertheless 2 guys on, nobody out. Endeavors, the batter, hit a ground ball to Dozier, hit it sharply, but was retired in his first at bat. Popped up, foul. It'll reach the seats. 1 strike. Asked Paul Molitor today because I did not remember whether Barrios pitched much, if at all, against the Red Sox in spring training. And there are some teams that would like to hold the pitcher back in spring training, especially as often as the Twins and Red Sox play each other, to not create some familiarity unnecessarily. Paul said he's not a big believer in that anyway, that spring training at bats really aren't going to give somebody necessarily a better look. Half the at bats are taken in spring training games by players who might never make the big leagues anyway.
Yeah, but he wasn't a pitcher, and you don't want to see guys 20 times and then have to face them, in your own division especially.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Devers is a guy that's up on the plate. By that, he's got his toes almost on the chalk line, which is the limit of how close to the plate a hitter is allowed to be. And that usually is an indication that he thinks he can pull any ball in. You can't get the ball by him inside. That's his thoughts. And that he wants to eliminate the pitch away. So what you need to do as a pitcher, see how close he is to the plate there? What you need to do is get ahead, and then you can throw a sinker away, off the plate away. Because just because he's on the plate doesn't mean that he still won't chase.
1-2. And he chases upstairs, and we figured that if Barrios was going to get out of this jam, he'd have to mix in a strikeout or two, and he just picked up one right there.
Maybe he's just trying to get a little extra work in today. You know, he's putting himself in jams and then makes that kind of pitch right there. No chance. Ball's just too hard, and it actually looked like it kept rising.
Replay brought to you by Ram. Devers just 21 years old, so that's a pitch he might not chase in a couple of years. Here is Eduardo Nunez.
Well, we know Nunez is a free swinger. Like Eddie Rosario, he's the right-handed version. He'll swing at anything.
Breaking ball taken, ball one. Nunez just turned 31 years of age. 4 days ago. Popped up weakly. Infield fly rule should be called, but it's a foul ball. And Bauer has to call Barrios off. He had already charged across the foul line, out number 2. That'll bring up Leon. Tomorrow it's University of St. Thomas night at Target Field. A limited number of St. Thomas theme night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and a purple and gray Twins cap. You can learn more at twinsbaseball.com/St. Thomas or call 800-33-TWINS. 2 down, 2 on. And now Leon, who tried to bunt his way aboard with a 2-out bunt attempt in the second. Easy play for Barrios. That was the end of the inning on just 9 pitches. And Barrios with enough on that fastball to get nothing more than foul balls on that high fastball.
Yeah, that's the danger zone right there. For a lot of hitters, that's their wheelhouse. It's just about belt high over the middle, a little elevated, but if you're going to run it, you want to make sure it's in or out or up higher.
1 strike to Leon. That's lifted to center field. And Motter comes in to make the catch. And the Red Sox start the inning with a pair of singles, but they can't finish the rally on.
down a run late. Alex Bregman with the walk-off. 2-run double to the gap in left center. 12th straight win for the Astros. That's the fourth longest streak by a defending World Series champion. 49-25 now, up 2 games in the AL West on the Seattle Mariners. They're tied 1-1 tonight with Tampa, again looking for their 13th consecutive win. Frustrating place to play when you go to Houston. Boy, the Astros so good, guys.
They are that, and they appear headed for another 100-win season. Twins go there starting on Labor Day for a 3-game series. Twins took 2 out of 3 from the Astros here at Target Field this year. Joe Mauer to lead off the 4th. Twins still haven't had a base runner against Sale, and the pitch is up, ball 1. It was what, a 9-pitch at bat, I believe, for Mauer to start the ball game.
Well, how good has Sale been? That's his first pitch ball. He was 9 for 9. 11 pitches average so far per inning. We always talk about, for a starter or any pitcher, a 15 pitch inning is a good inning. He's averaging 11 through the first 3. Perfect through the first 3.
1-1 to Mauer, then Rosario and Escobar. Slashed foul, 1-2. Joe against Sale. 8 hits, 40 at bats, 200 batting average. And Joe's only walked once against Sale and struck out 10 times. 1-2. 11 times with the first inning strikeout. There's a breaking ball and a called 3rd strike. Another strikeout, 6 already for Sale. 10 up, 10 down. That'll bring up Rosario, then Escobar, and they make up our DQ combination. A total of 81 extra base hits, tied with Francisco Lindor and Jose Ramirez for most extra base hits by teammates.
They've had quite the year so far, both of them. And no pressure, guys, but we need you to do it again here tonight.
Rosario went after the first pitch and hit a lazy fly ball to Jackie Bradley Jr. in the first inning, taking strike 1. And another strike called, and Rosario doesn't believe it. The pitch was up and in, 98 miles per hour.
Yeah, that'll straighten you up. We'll get to see this pitch right now, and you can see Leon setting up down and away. It does catch the corner, but usually you don't get that pitch called when the catcher's got to move that far. The only benefit is the home plate umpire, Carlos Torres, is sitting right there, so he saw it all the way.
1-2 to Rosario, and a foul. I need to ask you this because baseball lost Dutch Rennert yesterday, or a couple days ago, I guess, the longtime National League umpire. And I don't know whether in All-Star games or World Series you had any
I don't believe I did, no.
And a very distinctive strike call. Look into the first base dugout, point it in the dugout, and Rosario takes 99 down the middle for a called 3rd strike.
Well, I think Sale is feeling something special here already, and he knows it. When you're attacking guys and making guys that are hitting the ball so well like Rosario and Mauer, and look at how Rosario was bailing on that. His first step was towards the Twins dugout. His hips are already gone. He wasn't feeling good after that one fastball that kind of stood him up.
And back to Sale on 1 pitch. The 3rd out is recorded. And Chris Sale is perfect through 4 innings here at Target Field. innings so far, Barrios has been not unhittable. Chris Sale has been. Twins don't have a base runner yet. And Barrios has had to wriggle his way out of some messes in 3 different innings. He delivers strike 1 to Jackie Bradley Jr., whom he walked on 5 pitches leading off the 3rd inning.
Number 9 hitter in the lineup, and he hasn't had the kind of year.
This one hit to right, and Motter hardly has to move. And that's what Barrios needs. Some quick pitch outs, 1 down.
And that's what Sale has done through 4 innings. He threw 20 fewer pitches than Jose Barrios, and he's got 7 strikeouts. So that shows how good Chris Sale is here tonight, and how important it is for Jose Barrios to do what we talked about earlier, not give away that first run.
Betts walked to start the ball game, got as far as 3rd base. Then he lined out to Rosario right after Bradley's walk. Inside, ball 1.
A little bit of gold there, huh?
Yeah, and some baseball dangling from the baseball trinkets, dangling from the gold chain. 2-0.
Oh yeah. He's got about a 12-pound gold necklace and then a 12-ounce plastic baseball.
And now 3-0.
And I'm guessing that's what he could afford in high school, was that baseball. And then, you know, now that he's in the show, he's got a little more bling.
67, 68 pitches for Barrios and just 38 strikes. 3-0 to Betts. And down the middle, a strike. Leadoff man's been retired for just the 2nd time in the 5 innings so far for Barrios. Couple of shakeoffs. Breaking ball misses, and it's another 5-pitch walk. 3rd walk of the ball game for Barrios. That'll bring up Benintendi. Twins fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go, presented by Coors Light. Download the app, take Fox Sports North and Twins baseball wherever you go. Well, Benintendi 0 for 2, a number back to the mound and a strikeout.
You talked about Barrios just issuing his 3rd walk of the game, and it's because of his secondary pitch, his breaking ball. He's not been able to throw that for a strike in situations where he still has to throw it. You can't just keep throwing cookies to guys like Bettis. You got to be able to mix up your pitches. So I give him credit for his pitch selection. He's just got to try to locate that curveball a little bit better.
.70 pitches, 39 strikes, 3 walks. Benintendi looking for his first hit. The Red Sox have 3, 2 sharp singles and an infield hit. In addition to doing everything else, the Red Sox do a lot of running. Benintendi and Betts with 12 and 13 steals respectively, 54 stolen bases in 65 tries, an outstanding percentage. On the outside corner, a strike.
No question, the first 3 guys are very athletic.
We've seen Barrios change speeds on his breaking ball tonight, changing speeds on his fastball. That 92, we've seen as high as, I believe, 97. The difference between a 2-seamer and a 4-seamer. And now wide of the plate, 1-1.
Another change up there that he just didn't finish off out in front, and the ball just sailed and kept outside.
We've seen 96, and we've seen as slow as what we just saw, the changeup at 81. Swing and a miss at 94.
2 pitches ago, he threw a changeup, and I think it's important for any pitcher to throw that pitch the same speed if possible. Barrios really slowed down his body on that pitch, and I talked about he didn't finish it off. Well, it's because his body slowed down. And for a changeup, hitters see that. When your body slows down, hitters totally can see that. It's no deception for them.
Fastball off the plate, 2-2.
But with no runs and haven't even got a hit or a base runner off Sale, Rios knows that every pitch is critical. He's got a base runner at first and a guy that can steal bases, so he's being very careful with the guy at the plate. Hoping for a ground ball right here.
All the throwovers, variety of tempos on the mound. The only Boston runner who's taken off was Moreland after he reached in the 4th inning. There goes Betts, and the pitch looped to short left. And Rosario coming in and making a sliding catch, coming up firing, and Mauer does a nice job backhanding the one-hop throw. Rosario got there, wasn't hit well at all. He had a lot of ground to make up. 2 down.
Well, it almost looked like that ball was going to handcuff him because he didn't know whether to go into a full slide. He slid on his knee. You could see him take his eyes off the baseball, but it ended up going in his glove. He was looking back at Mookie Betts and wondering if he could maybe get a double play there. Just didn't follow that ball into his glove, and fortunately it landed right in it.
2 down, and now Bogarts struck out in the first, hit a hot ground ball headed up the middle, but Adrianza cut it off and turned it into the 3rd out of the 3rd inning. There's a breaking ball for a strike.
First pitch strike for Rios there, and for all you youngsters out there, that's why you stay with it. He's really misfired on his breaking ball, but he keeps throwing it, and eventually it's going to get he's going to get a feel for it, and then he has 2 weapons.
Strike. Another breaking ball lifted foul. It'll spin over the screen and back into the seats. 0-2. Young man's had to work tonight.
Yep. He had to work in his last start too. He really kind of battled through his start in Detroit. I always felt it was a lot easier to throw out of the windup than the stretch, even though the numbers probably didn't show that. And if nothing else, you know that when you're out of the stretch, you're usually in a stressful situation.
Two strikes. Tapper to third. Hop for Escobar. Nice throw to Mauer. Inning over. 5 shutout innings for Barrios against the vaunted Boston lineup. Sano. Byron Buxton started his rehab assignment in Rochester, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts as their designated hitter. We would expect Byron to be the center fielder.
You gotta explain that one to me, would you? What's a great left toe?
It's the big one, I believe.
That's what they call it? Why don't they call it the toe?
I call it a big toe.
Or the first toe? I've never heard it called the great toe before.
Brian Dozier to lead off the 5th. Twins would love to get Chris Sale into the stretch at some point. Squaring to bunt, taking a 94-mile-per-hour fastball for strike 1.
Yeah, we mentioned that Barrios has had a lot of stressful innings, and he's battled like a son of a gun and worked his way out of it, and that's why we have no score. Sale has just been doing that, sailing. It's been easy for him.
Fairly deep to right field to the corner, tracked by Betts. Away. That'll bring up Grossman. Cheer on the Twins as they take on the Texas Rangers this Friday, and the first 10,000 fans get a nothing falls but raindrops Buxton bobblehead presented by Pentair. Go to twinsbaseball.com/tickets and learn more. Rangers are in last place in the American League West, leading Kansas City 4-0 in Kansas City. Grossman takes outside, ball 1. Grossman went down swinging his first time up.
Sale, 7 strikeouts, no walks, and a very good crowd tonight. I'm glad to see it. These are the kind of games that I would pay to see. Chris Sale, the veteran, who's really having a great year, and Jose Barrios, the rookie, the young kid that's emerging as the ace. This is the ultimate pitcher's duel.
This is just Sale's 48th pitch, and it hits the corner, 1-2.
Yeah, he's special tonight, no question about it.
And a couple of tough starts in a row, one with the Braves, one with the Astros, but they're both pretty good teams, as you might know. 96, and Grossman buckles out of the way, 2-2.
That's what makes him special to me. He's not afraid to straighten a guy up. He did it to Rosario, and then you saw the swing he had after that. His knees were gone, his hips were gone.
And Grossman trying to catch up to 97. The maturation of Sale, I think it's fair to say, includes him scaling down his velocity. When we saw him with the White Sox, particularly early with them, he tried to throw everything at 97 miles per hour.
Yeah, I think that's the key. He's locating his breaking ball. His slider's been outstanding. He's thrown a couple really good changeups tonight. So he's reaching back when he has to. Here's another slider. No chance.
Grossman took it. Squawks a little bit with Carlos Torres, but 2 down now, and Adrianza will bat.
Another one. Look where it starts. Close enough.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a couple inches outside.
Hey, when you're dealing like this, you should get a foot.
He doesn't need a foot.
Well,
2 down. Here's Adrianza.
You know, I don't know, and I know you argue for the hitters all the time, which is fine.
Only because of who I work with.
Well,
I work with you and Bert usually.
Couple knuckleheads that wanted everything. My theory was if I threw it towards home, call it a strike, because I'm not trying to walk the guy. But I think there is a lot to be said for the umpires that might expand a little bit. When a guy shows his command the way Sale has tonight, he's going to get the benefit of the doubts in those borderline pitches, and to me he should. Now for you, maybe not. Make it harder on him, right?
2 strikes to Adrianza. Go up high. But when you can throw your secondary pitch, the breaking ball, exactly where you want to throw it, and you can throw 97, 98, 99 earlier.
It's not fair, but we're looking at something special here.
Chopper in front of Devers. Adrianza runs well, and there's the first hit. And it traveled all of about 60 feet.
They all count. The ultimate swinging bunt right there. Devers did what he could. He's going to have to charge in a hurry. And he's got it. It's going to be a bang play. He knows it, and the ball just kind of popped out of his hands. Let's see it again. You see he's charging hard, bare hands it, and doesn't get a grip.
Ball landed right in front of the plate. Well, Adrianza, who has 3 steals and 3 tries. The Twins have only stolen 23 bases all year long. And now we'll see if they try to create something here. They've been given a hit and a little nubber, and now see if they try to get Adrianza into scoring position. Motter takes a strike. Motter squibbed the first pitch he saw, rolling it softly up the line to Moreland. Twins haven't hit anything hard against Chris Sale. High, and it's 1-1. When you were rolling, and it must have happened to you many times in your career, and now mid-innings you got to pitch out of the stretch after having not pitched in the stretch. Any big deal or not?
Well, there's an adjustment to be made, no question about it. The sooner you can get that feel, the better, obviously, but yeah, there's an adjustment.
Motter.
Oh my.
Back safely is Adrianza. Pitch was called a strike, and it's 1-2.
Only base runner of the game. You don't want to get picked off over there.
1-2 to Taylor Motter.
I was actually thinking of Motter. You go up and swing at the first pitch. You don't know what this guy's got yet. Are you better off taking a couple and getting in the hole, or trying to hit the first thing you can?
Checked his swing, a foul tip.
98-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone. Been an interesting conversation. We just saw the Twins pitching coach and hitting coach having a conversation. I can imagine as the hitting coach, what do you do against this guy? Well, I don't know. How do you hit this guy?
Motter taps it foul.
Lost it on the right. Sale's been good tonight. It's been a performance, something you just don't see every night out of everybody, but Sale's had a lot of games like this in his career, and so far the hype has been lived up to by both starting pitchers.
Adrianza goes, and the pitch fouled off of Motter's front leg. Adrianza had a good jump. If Sale's even thrown over there once. Now the catcher Leone has, but I don't think Sale has thrown over one time, has he? His attitude probably is, look, I'll get the batter.
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
I've got 2 outs, and I've been dealing. He hadn't even broken a sweat tonight, I don't think. It's been effortless for him.
Motter hanging tough at 1-2. Outside now 2-2. Adrianza staying at first base on that pitch.
Well, this is the first batter that Sale's had a throw to out of the stretch position, and Motter's had a pretty good at bat. Fouled off a couple.
And there's the first Sale flip to first base.
I think Paul Molitor was making reference that Sale isn't doing the slide step as much as he used to, and that maybe if the Twins could get on base, he's lifting his leg a little higher.
There he goes, and the pitch is outside, and Adrianza is safe at second with the ball rolling out of Nunez's glove.
Well, the throw beat him. In fact, the throw was perfect from Sandy Leone. But Erhe slid right into Nunez, and I think the ball popped out. We'll get a better look at it right here. Look at this throw. It's perfect. One hopper. Boom. But you got to hold on to it with 2 hands.
Well, that could be a big play if Motter can get the payoff for what's been a really tough at bat.
Yeah, a little bloop, maybe scores the first run of the game.
Full count to Motter. Garver on deck. pitches in this at bat already. Number 9 coming. And he stayed with it. So you're looking at a swing and miss guy on the mound, and Mater's fouled off 4 2-strike pitches.
Yeah, that was a slider right there that stayed up, kind of hung out over the plate. 3-2 count. Mater's got to try to protect. He can't assume that it's going to be a ball.
Another 3-2. Ball 4. That's a heck of a walk, and the first allowed by Sale, and Garver will come up with 2 on and 2 out.
Well, Sale stayed with the breaking ball there, which kind of surprises me. And he misfired up and away. Good at bat by Taylor Mater.
And now Garver, who was called out on strikes his first time up. Ball, strike 1.
You could almost sense that's a different breaking ball than he throws with 2 strikes. That's almost like a get me over kind of first pitch.
Rookie at the plate looking for a fastball.
Yeah,
right?
I just got to throw it over.
Popped up on the right field line, and a long run for Betts and for Moreland. But it is Betts making the catch, and the Twins get an infield hit and a walk. We are scoreless through 5.
Photo or video with hashtag Hats Off for Heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Baby steps. You got to take baby steps. And Adrianza got a base hit, even though it wasn't hit well. He broke the ice, got as far as second base. And we're scoreless now, heading to the 6th. And Barrios will have to cut through the middle of the Boston lineup, specifically Martinez, Moreland, and Devers. Martinez with a pair of singles, an infield hit of his own. We're going back to the first inning when Adrianza went into the hole to make the catch, didn't make the throw, but he froze Betts at third base. A very smart move, and the move that very likely kept the Red Sox from scoring in that first inning. And then a line drive single to right in the 4th. Down and away, ball 1. '80th pitch coming up for Barrios. Crack to right, and Mater is there to catch the line drive, one away. With one away in the sixth, let's find Kevin Gore.
Yeah, guys, it's the 8th annual Hope Week dedicated to giving back to the community. Yesterday, members of the front office played wiffle ball with local homeless youth here at Target Field. And then today, Brian Dozier hosted a cookout at the Southside Boys and Girls Club with the food being donated by Cub. Lots of smiles, lots of fun here. Hope Week for the Minnesota Twins, a great tradition.
Oh, I see. They were delivering the food. I thought, well, Brian, it's nice of him to host the event, but he was just there to get a sandwich and a bag of chips. There's a drive to center. And Lamar on the edge of the track. Out number 2.
Well, 2 quick outs here. Top of the 6th inning for Jose Barrios. Much needed. You can see his pitches by inning kind of struggle a little bit in the 1st inning. With the 3rd, another 19 pitch inning. And a couple of 15 pitch innings. A good 2nd inning. That was his clean 1-2-3 inning that he's had. He's got a chance for another one here.
Here's Devers. Red Sox started the 4th inning with a pair of singles, and then he got Devers to chase a high fastball, a big strikeout, because the next 2 guys popped up and the threat was quashed. And strike to Devers. Again, just 21 years old.
Oh! That's how you move his feet.
Got ahead of him and then made him move his feet.
Well, we saw Sale do it a couple times, a little more up in the zone. This literally is moving his feet kind of at the knees. And we'll see if it's going to be an effective pitch. He's going to go away now with a changeup. I'm not sure that's the one you want to follow up with.
1.5 foot outside.
Yeah. If you're going to go in hard again.
2-1. Deep to right center field. And Devers has hit one out to break the ice. A 2-1 pitch over the scoreboard in right, and Boston takes the first lead.
Well, I think this is the Cardinal sin, and I'm not second guessing Jose, but back-to-back changeups in any situation is not a good idea, especially when you've shown you can't or haven't commanded it. I think Garver calls the changeup again without a shake, and you can see got a little bit of movement, but it's up in the zone. Devers right on it.
Pitch was up and away, and he still jerked it over the wall in right center. 12th home run of the year. And now Eduardo Nunez. Nunez with 2 pop-ups. One to Escobar near the mound, one to Mauer in foul territory. Hack to the right side, past Mauer and into right field, a base hit. Red Sox aren't done yet with 2 down. You see Joe make a play like that, attempt to make a play like that, and then you, of course, have to be a little concerned about the play he tried to make in Anaheim and what it led to, but he appears to be fine.
Well, if you're going to be out on the field, you're going to have to make plays like that, and that's all part of his rehab, just to get himself back to 100%. And Joe knows the game. He knows that he's still going to have to make an effort. He's not going to let off the throttle.
Here's Leon with 2 down and a runner at first. Big swing and a miss. Nunez can still steal a base. He's 4 for 6. Number 88 for Barrios. Time called just as Barrios pulled the ball out of his glove. Look toward first.
Now this inning started with a couple quick outs. A 2-pitch at bat to JD Martinez, induced a fly ball to right, then in first pitch fly ball to center to Mitch Moreland. and then back-to-back changeups. Devers got Boston on the board with a home run to right, and now this inning is kind of slowing down.
It's fouled, and it's 0-2. But let's give Barrios some credit, because not only have the Red Sox had some base runners, but they've had some base stealers on base, like Bradley and Betts twice. And now Nunez, and they have yet to get a stolen base attempt.
Yep, and he's doing a good job of changing the look from the mound, pausing at different intervals, throwing over occasionally. No, it's been stressful. My only point was that he had a chance to do what he did in the second inning.
Right.
That have a clean, quick inning, and it just is kind of slowed down here, and he's being more deliberate here.
2 strikes to Leon.
I'm not sure Leon's going to be running.
Nunez, the runner at first.
I'm sorry.
And up and away, 1-2. Jackie Bradley Jr. on deck. Rios really wants to make the 5th plate appearance of this inning the last. 90th pitch coming up for Barrios. Breaking ball down and in, got him. Foul tip. That got a piece of Garver. Leo just got a piece of it, and then the foul ball got a piece of Garver.
They went back to the slider there. Jose knows the importance of this at bat. I mean, he's been in stressful situations, but Chris Sale's been dealing 1 run. He can't afford to give up another one, and he doesn't want to pitch to Bradley and make this an extended inning, so he needs to make a pitch here with 2 strikes.
Devers hitting a changeup out for a home run, the only run of the game so far. And Wild outside again, 2-2.
I think the plan right here is he's trying to get Leon to swing up in the zone on fastballs and then bury that slider on his back foot down and in. He's just not making close enough pitches for Leon to be tempted up in the zone with the fastball. And back down and in.
Got him.
There it is.
A fastball strikes out Leon to end the inning, but Devers goes deep, and it's 1-0.
powered by Ram trucks, built to serve. Chris Sale's been tough tonight, and now he's stinked to a 1-0 lead. It'll be the number 9 batter, Ryan Lamar, then Joe Mauer and Eddie Rosario here in the 6th inning. Devers' solo home run, the only run of the game. Lamar hit a fly ball to right his first time up. I mentioned that a couple of years ago he was property. I shouldn't say that to you because you're a former player, and players aren't property of anybody. Right?
Well said.
When he played for the Boston Red Sox, said he got to pitch at Fenway Park, and of course for the Twins earlier this year he pitched at Yankee Stadium, and he said he actually faced more batters than he had at bats for the Red Sox. He faced 6 men in 1 inning of relief at Fenway Park, gave up 3 hits but didn't give up any runs, and he got 3 outs. So on the mound he had 6 at bats, and at the plate he had only 5.
I gotta believe, and I don't care who it is, I gotta believe that any position player that gets to have a chance on the mound will be something they tell their grandkids about.
Well, especially Fenway Park, Yankee Stadium. I told him, I said, well, next road trip we're going to Wrigley Field. He goes, yeah, I don't want us to lose, but if I get to pitch at Wrigley Field, I pretty much hit them all. You know, all the old.
Maybe Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, there's another one. Yeah. 2 strikes. Check swing just inside. That was a close pitch.
Hard to lay off that pitch too. Good job by Ryan Lamar.
How was that not called a strike?
Just because of the way Leon caught it.
Now Lamar battling like Matter did in the 5th inning.
And let's face it, umpires are human. They make mistakes. And I've always said that the umpires that admit a mistake, you got nothing you can come back to them with. They say, I missed it. You know what? You can't do anything to say, okay, try not to do that again. But
sharply hitting a base hit. Lamar starts the 6th inning with a solid ground ball single. Back to the top of the order for Joe Mauer, Rosario and company, and for more, let's go to Kevin Gord.
Yeah, Joe Mauer today talking about facing Chris Sale. He says as a hitter you always want to measure yourself against the best, and he believes Chris Sale is one of the best. He said this guy is a pitcher's pitcher. No matter what his stuff is, he will always challenge you. Mauer said he's got a ton of respect for the way this guy goes about his business. He'll be measured here by this big situation. I got a feeling a lot of hitters thought of Jack Morris as a pitcher's pitcher too, guys.
Gorgie, you're just too nice. You know, you got to turn back into the guy I know. Which is a nice guy.
Mauer gets hit by a pitch squaring to bunt, and Sale drilled him. And we'll wait and see where that got him. It was a fastball that sailed in and got Joe soundly. Lamar will go to second. And Rosario will come up with 2 men aboard. Joe doesn't get hit very often. I'm not sure where that got him.
Well, we're going to take a look right here. He squares around a bunt.
Chest, maybe.
Jeez. Yeah, you really can't get out of the way of that. And that's probably one of the reasons. Ow. One of the reasons Joe's maybe trying to catch his breath.
Well, Joe's got a little scuff on his chin, it looked like. Not sure that might be from the dive he made on the ground ball in the bottom or top half of this inning. Well, a chance for the Twins. Good at bat for Lamar, ending in a single. Mauer hit. First and second, nobody out for the Twins' hottest hitter, Eddie Rosario. 0 for 2 tonight.
Well, again, it's an indication, even though the result isn't what Sale wanted. You know, the Twins got something good here happening, but it's an indication from manager Paul Molitor the respect that he has for Chris Sale to bunt one of your best hitters and try to get a runner in scoring position and tie this game. That's old school baseball.
1 strike to Rosario. 5 for 12 in his career against Sale. Another swing and a miss. He went from 97 up to 99 to get another swinging strike.
Yeah, and Eddie Rosario went from about 112 to 120 on his swing.
Rosario took a 99-mile-per-hour fastball for a called third strike in the fourth. Lifted foul at 97. Verlander did it, still does it. All right, now the lead's in jeopardy, and Sale is ratcheting things up.
Well, I mentioned it when Mitch Garver was up. He threw a slider, kind of a get me over first pitch slider. He's got different gears, and we're seeing it now. This is tie gear against Eddie Rosario, whether it's a slider or a fastball. He's not going to get the get me over slider here. He's going to get the filthy one if he throws it.
2 strikes to Rosario. Stroked to Moreland, who gets the out there. There'll be no relay, and the tying run advances to third base. Good job by Rosario, just making contact. He advanced the lead runner. So first and third, one down for Escobar. Enhance your next game day experience with the MLB Ballpark app. You can access and manage your tickets, enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. That really was a good at bat by Rosario. He didn't get a hit, but he, with 2 strikes, was able to produce a productive out.
No question about it. Now a runner 90 feet away with less than 2 outs. So if Escobar can lift the ball, hit a ball, and stay out of a double play, the Twins can tie this ball game. Twins haven't had a lot of opportunities at all. This is their first one of the game.
They got
with a runner at third, anyway.
Right. Adrian's as far as second, but now Lamar is at third, 1 away. Pitches up, ball 1. Escobar called out on strikes in the first. Hit a 1-hopper back to Sale in the fourth. Fouled back, and Escobar got one right down the middle at 96.
I gotta believe that at one point Escobar and Sale were teammates, right? Chicago, they had to be, for a year or 2 anyway.
Escobar traded back in 2012. 1-1. Down the line, a base hit.
How about a double?
Lamar scores. Rosario around third. He will score.
Maybe.
And the Twins take a 2-1 lead on another double by Escobar.
Amazing. I just am dumbfounded. I don't know what to say anymore about his ability to find a gap out in the outfield. This one down the line, a breaking ball down and in. Let's watch it. And he just golfs the ball. I mean, most guys can't even make contact on that pitch, and he barrels it up right down the line. And Roy Smalley was talking about in the pregame how he loves the ball down, and that ball out of the zone down.
If he hadn't hit that ball, Leon would have had to catch it out of the dirt. Now here's Dozier. Big swing and a miss. Strike. Dozier's put the ball in play twice, came into the game with good career numbers, hitting just under 300 against Sale. 1 strike. And now fouled away, 2 strikes. Don't know what to make of this. Maybe nothing should be made of it. The last strikeout for Chris Sale was before the Twins had a base runner. He struck out Grossman looking, and he hasn't struck out anybody in the last 7 at bats. He's ahead of Dozier, 0-2. Grossman's on deck, and Dozier takes up high.
First hit was really a gift hit. Ari Adrianza just hit a little nubber down the third baseline, produced the first hit. Then Taylor Motter had a real good at bat, took a walk. Chris Sale got out of the inning, but this inning started with a good at bat by Ryan Lamar right there, who got a base hit to left.
And now outside to Dozier, 2-2.
Paul Molitor decides to buck the guy over, right? And Joe Mauer gets plunked right in the chest. And then Eddie Rosario battled and got Lamar over to third base. That's what set up the 2-run double by Escobar.
2-2 now to Dozier. On the ground, picked up by Devers. And he fires across, 2 down. And that'll bring up Grossman. Started with a good at bat by Lamar and a solid ground ball single to left. Mauer tried to bunt instead as Jack Zetting got hit in the chest. Rosario put one in play and got the tying run to third, and then why were we surprised? Escobar got a double and drove in 2. Last man that Sale struck out was Grossman in the 5th.
Yeah, a little redemption here. Runner at second base, Eduardo Escobar in scoring position.
There's the same pitch that struck him out looking, a breaking ball in the outside corner. Grossman went down swinging in the 2nd.
Base hit to right here, huh? Stay out there. Go ahead and shoot it that way.
Now a breaking ball over the middle of the plate, tap foul, 0-2.
It's got to be a big lift for that guy right there. Jose Barrios now going to take the mound. Pitch count getting up for him.
And
but
pitch count getting up for Sale. By innings end, they're going to be about the same.
Yep.
2 strikes to Robbie Grossman. Fought off. Grossman gets time at the plate.
So will he come with the high gas here? Will he try to backdoor a slider? Will he try to back foot a slider? These are the cat and mouse games between a hitter and a pitcher, second and third time through the lineup.
And a fastball line foul over the Twins dugout.
That was a good velocity fastball, but too good of location. That's why Robbie was able to foul it off. Sale does that occasionally. He's always been a guy to make a mistake or two. And I think the Twins have been as good as any team to capitalize on those few mistakes that he makes.
Another 0-2 to Grossman. High fastball got him. The man leads the world in doubles, and he got a big one again in the 6th inning. Eduardo Escobar's 2-run double put the Twins in front.
White Sox, or Red Sox rather, broke the ice with a solo home run by Devers in the top of the 6th, and the Twins answer with a 2-run double by Eduardo Escobar. He's on pace now for 73 doubles this year, which would be a new major league record. Barrios now pitching with the lead, and he will pitch to Jackie Bradley Jr., who is 0 for 1 with a walk. Outside ball 1.
Is it an understatement to say how important it is to get that first leading lady? He just scored him 2 runs. He has a lead to work with. More than likely his last inning of work on the mound right now. And you got the number 9 hitter, who in this lineup is kind of a gift, because you mentioned how powerful they are up and down the lineup, and this guy is hitting worse than anybody else in the lineup.
Got the corner on the inside edge again, and it's 1-2 to Bradley. Barrios will start the inning, and if he can't finish, it looks like Trevor Hildenberger will pitch next. 1-2 to Bradley. 6 leadoff batters faced, only 3 retired by Barrios. Fouled back.
Two-strike count. Now what does Jose do? Slider has been a little bit flat today. That doesn't mean he can't throw it or bounce it, back foot it. He's got a good fastball. He likes to run it up.
There's a breaking ball darting down and in, and it's 2-2. One of Bradley's issues, strikeouts. He strikes out about 1 every 3 at bats. Now it's 3-2. Leadoff walk in the first, leadoff walk in the third, 1-out walk in the 5th.
I think he's got to be careful with that changeup. That's his 3rd pitch, and he gave up the 1 run to Devers on that pitch. He hasn't really located it that well.
Strikeout pitch has been his fastball. And that one lifted foul into the seats.
I was told as a young pitcher, and I still believe this is true to this day, you don't want to get beat on your 3rd pitch. Now, granted, you still got to throw it, right? I mean, you're going to show it all, and you want to show it when nobody's on base. But in a close ball game, you've got to go with your bread and butter. And he's kind of worked his way back into throwing his breaking ball for a strike.
High fastball at 94 miles per hour, and he strikes out Bradley 1 away.
Strikeout number 6 for Jose. He had 7 in his last start in Detroit.
Replay brought to you by Carrier. And too much for Bradley. And now Betts, who has walked twice and lined out to Rosario. 100 pitches for Barrios.
Whoop.
And he hits Betts in the shoulder. So Betts reaches for the 3rd time today without getting a base hit. And that'll bring up Benintendi.
Well, I don't believe this is retaliation.
Well, not at this point of the game.
No.
Good heavens, no. And that'll be the end of the day for Barrios.
Now Paul Molitor just wants him to take this without any bad taste. He cannot lose the game by taking him out right here. If Betts does score, it'll be his runner more than likely, but it's not going to be any. He's only in position to win.
He'll pitch the first game, or has in this homestand. He'll pitch the final game as well against the Rangers. Really good night for Jose Barrios. Benintendi 0 for 3 against Berrios. Betts the tying run at first. And it's really unfortunate that Betts reached, because we told you his ability to steal bases 13 out of 15, and Trevor, because of his delivery, is somewhat deliberate to the plate and is, because of that, susceptible to stolen bases. 1-0.
He's going to have to do some of that right there. Step off, pause, change his delivery times, maybe even try a little short step, quick step towards home, try to give Mitch Garver a chance. Alex Cora, the Red Sox manager, wants.
There goes Betts. Pitches inside. There's no chance for Garver, and Betts is stolen second. Trevor was very good last year for the Twins and a novelty, but like starting in spring training, teams did a lot of this against him.
Well, it's just a tough pitch to handle. Garver did the right thing by just holding the ball.
1 out, and with a runner at second now, Adrianza playing on the third base side of second base, right behind the runner at second. Twins try to pick off earlier and advance Betts to third on a wild pickoff throw. Drifting outside. And it's 3-0 now to Benintendi with Bogaerts on deck. Twins have just taken a 2-1 lead, and the Red Sox given a scoring opportunity right away in the seventh.
Hitters count. You can't give in, though.
And it's a 4-pitch walk. And Hildenberger issues a walk. That makes the stolen base, I guess, moot, but now 2 on, 1 out. Are you game for a little excitement? Head to foxsportsnorth.com, submit a photo and message for the opportunity to be featured in the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle during our broadcast and receive $100 in scratch tickets. With the Minnesota Lottery, every day is game day. Bogaerts, a strikeout and 2 ground balls, and the Twins would like to get another ground ball here. Bogaerts has grounded into 6 double plays.
I know the feeling Berrios is going through right now. You battled the whole game, and I mean he battled, and now your destiny is in somebody else's hands.
And Hildenberger can't find the strike zone. 5 pitches, 5 balls.
Zach Duke, I think that's that. Yep, that's Zach Duke.
That'd be for Moreland, hitting a couple of spots down here. There's a breaking ball and a strike.
Needs a ground ball here. Try to get a double play, get out of the inning.
Betts the tying run. Benintendi the go-ahead run. Checked his swing. No. And it's 2-1. First base umpire is Jeff Nelson. Checked, don't you think?
You're asking a pitcher?
The stride alone made it a strike, right? Forget where the hands were, or the bat. 2-1. Deep down the left field line, near the pole, and foul. And we'll mention it again. The Twins have given up 4 home runs that have hit the foul poles or foul screens this year, and that came awfully close to being number 5. 2-2.
Well, you get a guy out, and it's just a loud strike, right?
Bogaerts a tough guy to strike out. Berrios got him in the first inning, just his 32nd strikeout on the season in 225. Excuse me, I'm reading the wrong stat line. His 50th strikeout in 225 at bats. 2-2 from Hildenberger. Just off the plate, 3-2.
J.D. Martinez on deck.
Bogart's kind of looked back at the umpire, kind of wondering if he's going to call that.
Big pitch to Bogarts. Chopper left side, and the play is at first, 2 away, 2 runners in scoring position now for Martinez, and at least the option here of filling first base and bringing Duke in to face Mitch Moreland, but we'll see how they play it here. Martinez with 55 runs batted in. He got an infield hit, and he's hit the ball sharply twice since then. Once for a hit, once for a rocket caught by Motter near the warning track.
This is a situation, as Garvin Alston comes out, that you hope that the pitching coach doesn't tell him, pitch carefully, right? What does that mean? I mean, to me, I want the pitching coach to say, go after this guy or walk the guy. Pitch carefully, to me, is an excuse in case you make a mistake. And that's not what a pitching coach should intend to do there. I know Paul Molitor sent the pitching coach out to basically give him some instruction one way or the other.
And we'll see what the strategy is here. I doubt it would be.
I don't think they want to put him on.
But if it gets to 2-0.
Yeah, they might change them.
So with the tying run at third and 2 away, and the go-ahead run at second, and you can see why Martinez has 55 runs batted in.
Well, now it's just Joe Mauer on his lonesome self over at first base. Martinez tried to pull that ball, and with 2 strikes, he probably won't.
One strike as Martinez ponders what might be coming next. Took it off the plate, 1-1. Swung at the first one, not the second one. On the outside corner. Now we've seen Hildenberger do this with 2 strikes in key spots. This qualifies on both counts. See whether he goes overhand with a fastball.
Well, he painted the outside corner there for the second time. This one called a strike.
Remembering that Martinez last year, about the time Hildenberger was called up, Martinez had been traded to the National League. We don't even know whether Martinez has seen him before. 1-2. Got him inside with an off-speed pitch. The lead is preserved, and the Red Sox leave 2 men in scoring position. one.
Jose Barrios, you saw there, 6 1/3 innings pitch, 5 hits, only 1 run, that a home run. Chris Sale's still out there as we go to the bottom of the 7th, and he's been pretty darn good himself. Escobar, the one guy that is his nemesis, another double for Eduardo, plating Lamar, and then Rosario comes around. The Twins lead at this point 2-1, bottom of 7th.
Ray Adrianza will lead things off against Sale here in the Twins 7th. There's the big breaking ball for another called first strike. Adrianza got an infield hit. It was the first Twins base runner after Sale had been perfect for 4 2/3. Fouled away. 0-2.
Yeah, Chris Sale, he's been pounding the zone all night, and quite honestly, the pitch that Escobar hit, you kind of scratch your head if you're a pitcher. You throw it down on the shoe tops, expecting them to swing and miss, and he barrels it up.
0-2. Adrianza checks. Barely, but he checks. 1-2. And we mentioned that Sale, to the surprise of some, has not won a Cy Young Award, but he has been in the top 5 in voting 5 times.
Close, but no cigar. But that shows his consistency, and that's why he's considered the ace of the staff when there's 2 other guys that have won the Cy Young.
That is foul, and Adrianza had beaten it out, but finally third base umpire Scott Berry called it foul. The ball got just past the bag. That makes it his call.
And that's why it took so long for him to make a call. Home plate umpires got the call until it gets by the bag. You see it lands in foul territory just behind the bag. By that time, Adrianza's hauling down the line, trying to get a base hit.
It's kind of how he got his first hit.
Yeah.
Hit it about 60 feet in front of Devers. 1-2. Now 2-2. Indians beat the White Sox 6-3. With Mike Clevenger pitching another really good ball game for the Indians.
You got to get Clevenger and Motter together, and then throw in the Dazzle men, Danny Gladden,
and down the middle of the strike. Adrianza takes a called third strike, 1 away. And then do what with all of them?
Well, and show them the difference between a mullet and a mop. 10th strikeout, Chris Sale.
Here's Motter. Had a duel with Sale and won it in the sense that he fouled off a bunch of 2-strike pitches, ended up taking a walk. 0 for 1 in his first start as a Twin. And he takes a changeup on the outside corner, a strike. Now a fastball for strike 2.
He's making quick work of a lot of the hitters. He's just really going after them. He's hoping that get his guys off the field and they produce another run.
And the breaking ball missed low.
Late break there. Look at the the strike ratio. 2-1.
Inside 2-2.
3-1, excuse me.
And still in the 7th inning, 96 miles per hour. Plenty of life on the fastball.
It's a great night to pitch. It's a cool evening, but no wind. Feel invigorated. There's an off-speed breaking ball.
And Motter swings over the top. 2 away in the 7th. Twin season ticket packages are now more convenient than ever. All traditional ticket plans include unlimited ticket exchange options, so you never have a ticket go unused. Season ticket holders are also automatically enrolled in the Sweet Spot benefits and rewards program. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/season tickets. Here's Garver, 0 for 2. It's almost predictable, that first pitch breaking ball over first strike.
I got to believe that if Chris Sale can get Garver on 5 pitches or less, he would come out for the 9th inning too.
Look at that, 22 of 26 first pitch strikes, and most of them have been, well, it could be the changeup, but the breaking ball.
Great spot for the changeup too. It's been a joy to watch him tonight. I don't think he's missed you know, half dozen pitches that he really wanted to throw. There's been a few balls there that are by intent, but when he needs to make a pitch, he's able to do it.
Well, Garver puts it in play, but right to Bogarts, and it's a quick 1-2-3-7 for Chris Sale. Zach Duke up next for the Twins.
Update. A bet is a bet, and here's one you won't forget. In 2007, on this day, Bert Blyleven bet Johan Santana that if Johan threw a complete game shutout, Bert would have his head shaved. That's what Johan did, and the next day, Bert lost his hair.
And my greatest fear, it never grew back.
Oh, come on.
Congratulations from teammates and coaching staff to Chris Sale, and why not? He was overpowering tonight, but the Twins scratched a couple of runs across, and now Zach Duke will be asked to get at least Mitch Moreland here to start the 8th inning.
Twins need 6 outs and prevent Boston from scoring one more run. Great effort by both starters. Chris Sale was on top of his game. Pitch count got to him after 7 complete. Ended up with 11 strikeouts, 1 walk.
Outside ball 1. Duke has been so good for the Twins. Asking for one more really good outing. Left-handers hitting 182 against Duke. Right-handers 265. And on the outside corner, and that's about the high end for Zach Duke. 89 miles per hour.
Yeah, he's got a lot of arms and legs and different motion. He'll drop down a little bit once in a while.
Robbie Scott just called up today. Might get into the ball game in the bottom of this inning. Well, he hit 90. Made me out to be a liar again. 1 and 2.
Not by intent.
So far, Duke has been, in terms of runs allowed, perfect in June. Slow breaking ball dug out by Garver. Devers and Nunez will follow.
Yep, that first hitter, another important part of this ball game. These are the kind of games where every at bat counts, every pitching performance counts.
High fly to left, and retreating a few steps is Rosario. 1 down.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Minnesota Twins.
1 away in the 8th, and now Devers.
Devers homered his last time up on a changeup, and Duke zips a fastball over the inside corner.
We talked about Devers. Now he's right up on the plate, and yet Duke is able to dot the down and in pitch on him for the first strike. That's kind of his wheelhouse. You got to be careful there.
And a breaking ball softly into center field for a 1-out single.
You go away though, and that's why he's up on the plate, so he can make that outside pitch look like it's down the middle.
Addison Reed warming up in the Twins bullpen. Nunez at the plate.
See where Garver's setting up, and the ball's off the plate by a good foot, but he's reaching out after that, and that's why guys get on the plate, so that that outside pitch can be more appealing to them.
Nunez, of course, a right-handed batter. Leon is a switch hitter, but he's a better left-handed batter than right. So one of the reasons the Twins leave Duke in, will leave Duke in, is because of all of that. See if he can get Nunez after delivering ball one. Nunez singled his last time up. Before that, a couple of infield pop-ups. Chopper and a fair ball. Oh, nice play by Escobar. Charging up the line and getting his former teammate Nunez for out number 2.
This is textbook. You can't get rid of the ball any quicker, and it's a bang bang play. He feels it with his glove hand and gets rid of it, and the ball's in the air in a split second. He's going to take it in fair territory. He rounds the ball to kind of put his body more in a direct path to Joe Mauer, but Nunez runs well, and that had to be executed perfectly, and it was.
Leon hitting 167 right-handed in 24 at bats, 243 left-handed in 70 at bats, and 0 for 3 in the ball game here tonight. Tying run at second, and now 2 down. Off the plate, ball 1. Red Sox out hitting the Twins 6-3. It's foul. 1-1. The Twins got 2 of their 3 hits in that 6th inning when they scored a couple of runs. Had a hit batter mixed in there. Very good batting average team wise in situations like this. Off the plate again, and it's 2-1.
Well, looking ahead to the 9th inning, which probably Fernando Roddy's inning, it'd be nice if they could get Leon here to start the inning with the number 9 hitter Bradley instead of the top of the order.
To right field, it's down for a hit. Motter charges, comes up firing. Strong throw to the plate, but it's up the line, and the Red Sox have tied the game. Leon spanks one to the opposite field. The first run that Duke has given up in the month of June.
Yeah, and it's a clean base hit. Motter did a nice job of charging the ball. It would have taken a perfect throw. He throws to the cutoff man, Joe Mauer, who lets it go, but it's up the line a little bit. Let's see it all develop again. Ball's out over the plate, and Leon goes out after it, hits the ball where it's pitched.
Now Jackie Bradley Jr. will bat. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And Sale taken off the hook. Half swing. Strike 1. The Red Sox get a couple of base hits here in the 8th to tie the game.
I think it's more of a common thing in today's game than it ever was in other generations, but both starters. You come to see a great pitching duel, and they deliver. They do their job. Both guys pitch well, and neither one now in line for a win or a loss. Actually, Sale could still win this game.
That's true. 2-1 now to Bradley. Bent's the next hitter. This will be, one would think, Duke's last batter, hoping to get him, get the Twins off the field in a tie game. Three and one.
You need to come back. This is the guy you want right now. You don't want to flip the lineup over and have a runner at second.
Tapper right side. Dozier has a play, and he makes it. Duke gives up a couple of hits and the tying run. It's 2 apiece going to the bottom of the 8th.
Live, presented by Central Inc. Escobar doubling down again, his league-leading 31st double. Put the Twins in front for a while, 2-1 after a great pitcher's duel. Sale and Barrios both brought it tonight. Both, though, cannot get the decision as we're tied into the 8th. Both will now watch and hope for their bullpens to win them a game. And we'll also hear from the manager, Paul Molitor. He'll reflect on the pitching he saw tonight on both sides and set up the next 2 games in the series, guys.
Should be an exciting finish here. Ryan Lamar, who started the 2-run 6 with a leadoff single, will now hit against Robbie Scott, making his 2018 debut for the Red Sox. Was nasty in Pawtucket.
Yep.
And is really nasty against left-handed batters.
24 games down in Pawtucket. He ended up with a 1.48 ERA. 8 walks, 37 strikeouts.
So Lamar will lead things off in a tie game. Down and in, ball 1. Taken low, and it's 2-0. Hard throwing right-hander Joe Kelly warming up. And Lamar with a good swing on a 2-0 pitch.
Hitters count. Lamar didn't get cheated there.
Two and one. And that 2-2. Scott brought in because behind Lamar are two left-handed batters, Mauer and Rosario, and then the switch hitter Escobar.
Talked about Lamar's second plate appearance, got a base hit that got the Twins scoring threat started.
Up and in, now 3-2.
Find a way, right, Dick? Find a way to get on.
Well, Lamar runs so well, his speed would be an asset if he can get on base. And there is a leadoff walk. And Mauer to the plate. World Cup action continues tomorrow. 3 great games coming your way on Fox and FS1. It all kicks off as Ronaldo and Portugal face off with Morocco at 6 in the morning on FS1. World Cup tomorrow on Fox and FS1. Stream it all live on the Fox Sports app. In this situation in the 6th inning, granted it was against Chris Sale, but either on his own or perhaps as instructed by the manager, Joe Mauer squared around to bunt. Devers, the third baseman, is on the edge of the grass. He's the only infielder on that side. Mauer was hit by the pitch, and he takes strike one. You can understand why, as tough as Sale is against lefties, this guy's no picnic either.
And now Devers is going all the way over to the shortstop position, so this is almost a chip shot for Joe, who's so good at bat control. He can shoot that ball the other way. I gotta believe that's what he'll try to do here.
Squaring to bunt, and he tried to lay it up the line, and he fouled it. Not with a full swing, but with a bunt attempt. He tried to get an infield hit, and instead it is 0-2.
And really, there's nobody panicking if you're wearing number 7 in the batter's box right now. Because you might rather be in this position. You get one pitch to hit a ball, you've got the entire left side wide open. And Joe can do that in his sleep.
0-2 to Mauer. Driven to the left field corner, and foul by about 6 feet.
Well, Scott dropped down there, and Joe stayed right in. His shoulder didn't budge. That was a classic Joe Mauer swing. Just a little bit foul down the left field line.
Put the barrel on it. And now 2 strikes again to Mauer. Red Sox shift their infield a little bit to a more conventional alignment. Breaking ball off the plate. Now the shortstop Bogarts is on the third base side of second base.
Devers, the third baseman, kind of right where a shortstop would play, actually shaded towards the hole. But again, you pretty much have the entire left field line wide open. They're trying to pitch him away.
How do you take that pitch? I mean, the arm angle is from the side, so it comes almost from the edge of the pitching mound, and then it breaks across the plate.
Yeah, well, in this case, in front of the plate.
I mean, through the width of the plate.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
2-2. And Lamar checked it first. Scored after his leadoff single in the 6th. 2-2 to Mauer. Nearly hit him, and it did hit him. It brushed his leg. Hit by pitches 2 times in one game. And a walk and a hit batter in Scott's 2018 debut. And now Rosario with 2 men aboard.
Well, I guarantee you this one doesn't hurt quite as bad as the previous one. It just nicks his jersey, but it's considered a hit by pitch.
Rosario hitless tonight, but he had an awfully important plate appearance in the 6th. Facing Sale with 2 strikes, he was able to put the ball in play on the ground. Corner infielders playing up here.
Whoa.
And Rosario uncoils 1 strike. If I were Scott, I would not throw him that pitch again. That looked to be a hanging breaking ball, and he missed it. Fastball off the plate, 1-1.
Sometimes Eddie takes those violent swings, and quite often they don't come up successful. It's when he just throws his hands at the ball jumps off his bat. He's got such strong hands. He doesn't need to take those huge swings.
Taken low, and it's 2-1.
For both Mauer and Rosario, the 2 left-handers in the lineup, these guys are tough to hit off. You saw Chris Sale. We talk about how he's kind of a side slinger, just a little bit above sidearm. And now Scott, he's a crossfire guy himself.
At the knees, 2-2. And Rosario stayed in the crouch.
And he thinks this ball's low, and it probably caught one of those 84 seams somewhere in the strike zone.
2-2 to Rosario. Popped up, and it is back and out of play, and I think Scott got away with another hanging breaking ball.
Yeah, he did. Eddie out in front of it a little bit.
That's what Rosario's done in June so far.
He's had a heck of a month, no question about it. Big series in Cleveland.
Another 2-2 pitch to Eddie Rosario. To short center. And Bradley with the catch, 1 away. That'll bring up Escobar. Scott got Rosario for the first out. Here's the Subway box score. Bauer just 0 for 2, but for the first time in his career, he's been hit by a pitch twice in 1 game, and for just the 24th and 25th times in his career. Alex Cora to the mound. Switch hitter Eduardo Escobar will hit with the go-ahead run at second and 1 away. Joe Kelly comes out of the Boston pen.
here's that double pitch almost on his shoot tops. He's able to barrel it up, send it down the left field line. Ryan Lamar scores. Eddie Rosario comes around, scores the go-ahead run at the time. Escobar with another double, and here he comes up with a runner at second base and the game on the line.
So you say, well, why would the Red Sox bring in Kelly to make Escobar hit from the left side, which is his preferred side? He's been productive from both sides. Kelly this year against left-handed batters has given up 3 hits in 44 at-bats, a .068 batting average to left-handed batters. So while they might be playing into Escobar's strengths, they're also playing into Kelly's.
And no home runs allowed either to the left-hander. So
Lifted foul. Got to the point now when he swings and he makes contact, you expect the ball to find a gap someplace.
well, as good as Kelly's been, he's still the setup man to their closer, Craig Kimbrell. But yeah, this is the guy the Twins want at the plate right now. Right now, the Twins' best contact hitter.
Very high. And of course, that's the pitch that Escobar has problems with from time to time, that high fastball. And at 99 miles per hour. Formidable pitch, but out of the zone, 1-1.
Yeah, the one that he has trouble with is right there, letter high. You know, it's a tough one to lay off, but he seems to always swing underneath it. He's got that underhand swing. That's the pitch that he has a tough time laying off of. And you got to give him credit for being able to do that there.
2-1 to Escobar. Another foul into the seats, 2-2.
They're just staying up in the zone with fastballs. Sandy Leon, the catcher, is going to get on the same page here with his pitcher, Joe Kelly. Got 2 strikes. They're probably going to talk about not only the next pitch, but the one that, if he misses, will be coming after that. Both runners charged with that guy right there, Robbie Scott, or responsible, I should say.
Second mound visit for the Red Sox. They have 4 left. Twins have 3 left. He's trying to retake the lead without the benefit of a hit. A walk and a hit batter. Lamar, the runner at second, runs well. 2-2 to Escobar. Laced to left center field. Down for a hit. Lamar will score. The ball gets by Bradley, and Mauer will score. Escobar to third base, and the Twins lead it 4-2. Probably just a single and an error, but Escobar comes through in the clutch again.
It's just incredible how he's been able to barrel up pitches, and you wonder why the Boston Red Sox would even pitch to him there. You got Brian Dozier on deck, who's just had a trouble. That's been a pitch that's been hard for Escobar to barrel up, so you can tell he's in a zone. Jackie Bradley Jr. gets his feet crossed up a little bit, and look at the dirt flying his face. He's ready to party.
Single and a 2-base error charged to Bradley, and the Twins have a 2-run lead. 1 run batted in. But the 2 biggest hits of the game again off the bat of Escobar. Infield in for Dozier. On the outside corner, a strike. Still only 1 out in the inning. And an RBI there for Dozier if he can get it deep enough to the outfield. So far tonight, 2 grounders to third and a fly to right.
Well, it'd be a moral victory for Brian if he could just lift a fly ball to the outfield and score Escobar.
Nice dig by Leon. 1-1.
1-1 to Dozier. Now 2-1. The inning started with Lamar coaxing a walk. Mauer was hit by a pitch. Rosario retired, and then Escobar delivered yet again for the Twins.
Brian 0 for 3 in today's game, and it's kind of an understatement. 1 for 31 coming into tonight, so he just needs to have something good happen to lift his spirits a little bit.
A breaking ball, but he peeled it back foul. 2-2. Two and 2 to Dozier. Three and 2. Grossman on deck. 100 miles per hour, but off the plate.
Joe Kelly, another one of those gifted pitchers that at 100 miles an hour, it doesn't look like he's max effort. Ball just really flies out of his hand. Very, very easy delivery.
Took ball 4. One hit in the inning, 2 walks, a hit batter, and now Grossman will bat with runners at first and third. Target Field suites are available for single game rental for groups of 16 to 150 plus. You can choose from the intimate Premier Suites, flexible event suites, luxurious Puckett Suite, or the spacious Skyline Suites. No matter which you choose, food and beverages included. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/groups or call 800-33-TWINS to schedule your suite at Target Field. Levanchi, the pitching coach, replacing Carl Willis for the Red Sox after last season. We saw Willis, of course, in Cleveland. Grossman has struck out 3 times against Chris Sale. Different pitcher and a different side of the plate. Giving signs in front of the plate in the event Dozier takes off. Drops a breaking ball low, ball 1. There's another one over for a strike, 1-1. Twins would like a fly ball. And there's approximately right where the Red Sox are playing. Anything that deep or deeper should mathematically score an insurance run. 1-1. That's laced to center field. Bradley won't catch it. Escobar scores. Dozier around third. He will score. Grossman to third with a 2-run triple.
Well, Robbie Grossman, after 3 strikeouts from the right side, gets to turn around, hit left-handed, gets a fastball up in the zone from Joe Kelly, and he launches it to center field. And what a couple insurance runs that is for the Twins.
Twins with 2 hits and 4 runs in the inning. Might have been 100 miles per hour, but straight as a string. So as soon as the Red Sox went to their bullpen, and it's been a good one, the game is blown up in their faces. The Twins have scored 4 times here in the 8th. Still only 1 man out. And still only 1 out. And the Twins will try to get Grossman in the Adrianza at bat, which will be conducted against Hector Velasquez.
19th game for Hector. Pretty good ERA. This bullpen, like Vic just mentioned, has been very, very good. And you wouldn't know it by the way the Twins have attacked it since Chris Sale came out of the game, but maybe that's the problem. You get rid of Sale, you feel like everybody's easy to hit.
It's a 6-2 ball game, and now the infield will be in again for Adrianza, who singled in the 5th. He was the first Twins base runner with 2 outs in the 5th. Sale was that dominant, and then Motter drew a walk. Twins didn't score, but they did in the next inning. Adrianza takes inside ball 1. Swing on a tapper foul. Nothing for the Twins through 5. 2 in the 6th, 1, 2, 3, 7th. And Lamar has started both the scoring innings with a leadoff single in the 6th and his leadoff walk here in the 8th.
It's not over yet. Might as well pick up that runner just to stay in shape, right?
Blocked by Leone, yeah.
No penalty for adding on.
Rodney was warming up. Addison Reed has replaced him. Rodney is warmed up, but it's not a save situation.
Exactly, and that's why Reed is up. If Reed might get in trouble, then Rodney will be ready to come back, throw a few pitches, and be ready to come in.
And now 3-1 to Adrianza. Motter on deck. Twins have still been out hit in the ball game 7-5, but the Red Sox have left 10 men on. The Twins so far just 3.
Goes back to Jose Barrios. He had a battle tonight. 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th innings, all with base runners. So
fly ball center field, and that'll be deep enough. Grossman sprinting home. Bradley's got a great throwing arm, and they got him. Oh my goodness, what a throw! A strike from deep center field by Jackie Bradley Jr.
That was impressive right there.
That's one of the best throws I have ever seen. Strong and accurate.
Well, Paul wants to take a look at it.
Well, a couple things in play. Did Grossman's foot go through the spikes of the catcher? And I think what the Twins are challenging is that he blocked the plate without the ball. Did he block the plate? Did he give Grossman a sliding lane?
No, he didn't. His foot you saw come right back in the lane before he caught the ball.
And I'm not so sure Robbie's foot didn't touch the plate anyway. So let's take a look at the throw and be impressed by that. My goodness.
I'm not sure Paul's arguing the catcher interference. He's probably just wants him to see if maybe he beat the throw. But you're right, Dick. What a throw.
They are looking at the collision rule, so forget the tag. Did Leone give Grossman a sliding lane?
And this is going to be such a tough one because he can put his foot out as long as he has the ball.
Out at home. So the Twins challenged it, couldn't get the call reversed, and there are 4 runs of a lead for the Twins thanks to their work in the bottom of the 8th. Escobar did it again, a 2-run single and then a 2-run triple by Grossman. And I'm still stunned by the throw I just saw. Take a look at the StatCast particulars on the best throw I think I've ever seen a center fielder make.
Yeah, he is. Well, first of all, he sets himself up perfect by charging the ball, and he gets rid of it quick and makes an absolute strike all the way in the air throw to redeem himself in some sort of way because of the boot on what ended up getting Escobar to third on a base hit.
Flash it up there, but it's worth acknowledging verbally. A 290-foot throw, absolutely on target, a bullseye from that distance. And now Rodney comes in with a 4-run lead, and he'll face the top of the Boston lineup. Ball 1 to Betts. Betts, Benintendi, and Bogarts. And missing twice, 2-0. Reed was warming up, and I don't know whether the line was 4 runs, 5 runs, whatever, but the call is made to Rodney, even though this is not a save situation. And there's one down the middle of strike. 2-1. Betts is 0 for 1, but he's been on base 3 times thanks to 2 walks and being hit by a pitch. Pulled foul. And we've seen Rodney do this too, kind of cruising along 92, 93, and then reaching back for 95, 96 when he needs it.
Yeah, his go-to pitch is the changeup, but with a great hitter like Betts, you don't want to throw that. You've got 4 runs to work with, right?
There's a changeup.
I think
82.
I think part of the reason that Rodney's in the game right now is Addison Reed has been scuffling. I think Paul wants to get him into a game situation with a little less stress. Even though the Twins have a 4-run lead, he doesn't want to allow any base runners.
Foul back.
Not a safe situation for Rodney, but he wants to end the game right here with 3 outs.
Rodney worked the first game in Cleveland, just a third of an inning. Another 3-2 to Mookie Betts. Got it. 1 away. Got off to a rough start. Didn't throw the changeup much in April, but boy, has he been good lately.
Perfect. 13 for 13 in save opportunities. Incredible ERA and OPP average.
Got a free ride in Detroit on the in from the bullpen.
Yeah. Yeah. Much to the demise of bullpen coach Eddie Bordado.
Here's Benintendi. Up and away, ball 1. Red Sox led 1-0. Twins led 2-1. Then it was tied until the bottom of the 8th. On the outside corner. One and two. Red Sox, as we said, have left 10 men on, 5 of them in scoring position. A great chance to score on the 4th when the inning started with a pair of hits but didn't score thanks to Barrios. Down and away with the changeup. Another full count.
Again, the pitch right there just not low enough to tempt Benintendi. You see a ball that comes up that high, you're able to take it pretty easily.
Three and 2 to Andrew Benintendi. Got him looking. 96 that covered the inside corner.
Save his best fastball and he dots it. Benintendi didn't like it because he couldn't hit it. It's a strike.
92, 93, and then he reached back for 96 and clipped the corner.
It's not just the velocity, it's the location. See how that ball tails back, catches the inside corner.
Perfect pitch.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there.
Base is empty. 2 down and Bogarts. Down the line. Just foul. Well, another left-hander waiting to face the Twins tomorrow. David Price. Lance Lynn has seemingly improved with every start over the last 3 weeks, and he'll make the start for the Twins. It's our CenturyLink What's Next with the pregame, of course, at 6:30.
Yeah, this whole series, pretty good pitching matchups. There's Lance Lynn looking forward to his next start tomorrow night.
missing down and in.
Change up.
Two and one. Jeff Nelson, Twin Cities native, will have plate duty tomorrow. I'll bet you umpires get a little excited when they've got a big pitching matchup the next day. And
absolutely they do.
2 and 1. And a ball hit off the end of the bat. Bogaerts has his first hit. A 2-out single, and that'll get J.D. Martinez to the plate. Hey, it's not Justin Verlander against Chris Sale, but again, Lynn's been pitching awfully well for the Twins lately. And
well, Boston's been a very, very good team, and in part because of their pitching. Obviously, they can hit the ball. They do a lot of things well.
One of them is hang on to their leads, and if this score holds or anything close to it, if the Twins win the ball game, it'll be just the 4th time this year that the Red Sox scored first and lost a ball game.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and make a prediction.
Okay.
We're going to see a lot of fastballs tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I know we will from Lance Lynn.
Well, and the same thing from David Price.
Bogaerts jogs to second. Twins could care less. Actually, the correct way to say that, they could not care less. 1 strike to J.D. Martinez. Two strikes. '20th pitch of the 9th inning for Fernando Rodney.
Yeah, the crowd up on their feet, encouraging Fernando to end this game on the next pitch. Entertaining ball game tonight.
Foul back into the press box. That's our friend Scott Miller. He's here to cover the series. Who luckily got out of the way and picked it up off the floor.
Well, you know they weren't going to catch it.
0-2 to J.D. Martinez. Up and in. For so many reasons, not the least of which is you'd rather Rodney not have an extended workload here tonight in terms of pitches thrown. I'd like to imagine a world where he's needed again tomorrow night.
Actually, the world I imagine that tomorrow night we're going to have such a huge lead we won't need him.
Okay.
And then maybe Thursday afternoon.
1-2.
Got it.
And that takes care of it. The Twins stepping up in class against the Red Sox and playing one of their better ball games, winning it 6-2.
Well played game, timely hitting, great starting pitching from both sides tonight, but the Twins found a way to make some things happen when they needed to, and that guy right there, a big part of it.
If you didn't like our focus and our open tonight when we focused on Eduardo Escobar, you might not want to watch tomorrow night, because he had another good night tonight, Tom Hanneman, and drove in 3 runs and got maybe the 2 biggest hits of the ballgame.
Boy, it was fun to watch. Twins move into positive territory now at home, 18-17. With a 6-2 win of the Red Sox up next on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We'll break it all down and hear from Paul Molitor.